And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other guy. Give me a look, though, okay?
I thought he gave up the presidency the other day because he said he's running for the Senate.
Excuse me, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. When you show up, I watched what happened when the kids from Parkland marched up to, and I met with them, and then they went off to up on the hill when I was vice president. They went off the hill to go into those neighborhoods.
This day, 30 years ago, Nelson Mandela walked out of prison and entered into discussions about apartheid. I had the great honor of meeting him. I had the great honor of being arrested with our UN ambassador on the streets of Soweto trying to get to see him on Robbins Island.
In Iraq 28 times. I've been in and out of Iraq and Afghanistan over 29 times. I've been in and out of Afghanistan and Iraq over 30 times.
At the PRT, in a makeshift meeting room surrounded by rocks, mud, and sandbags, but filled with flat screens and computers, a two-star general traveling with us performed an impromptu award ceremony. He gave a bronze star to a corporal who looked to me to be about 25 years old.
I found myself in Iraq being asked by General Ordiano, a 4-star, to pin a silver medal on a young captain. I have been asked in a forward operating base in the middle of a godforsaken nowhere in the upper Konar Valley in Afghanistan to pin a silver star on a young, coincidentally, Navy captain in what they call a FOB, a forward operating base. I pinned medals on, silver stars on soldiers up in the upper Konar Valley in the middle of a firestorm the poor guys have gone through. Young Navy captain, Navy, up in the mountains in the Konar Valley in Afghanistan,
who had pulled a badly wounded gunner to safety, returning fire to repel the enemy, and then keeping his buddy alive until medevac arrived.
Who had pulled someone out of a burning Humvee, risking his life. One of his buddies got shot, fell down a ravine about 60 feet. This guy climbed down a ravine, carried this guy up on his back under fire. He had gone down a ravine to rescue one of his men who had been shot, brought him back under hail of gunfire, was wounded, but the young man died.
I know it sounds a little corny, but I don't think there was a dry eye in the House.
The president my friend from Vermont thinks that.
President Biden, I want to give you a chance to respond.
The fact is that the bills that the future president here, that
I honestly don't think he knows what office he's running for.
just like in my generation when I got out of school, that when Bobby Kennedy and Dr. King had been assassinated in the 70s, late 70s, I got engaged. And folks, one of the things I'm proudest of is getting past, getting moved, getting control of the Paris Climate Accord. I'm the guy that came back after meeting with Deng Xiaoping and making the case that I believe China would join if we put pressure on them. We got almost 200 nations to join. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. You had people like you had people like the former chairman and leader of the party in Germany. You had Angela Merkel stand up and say how terrible it was. Look, tomorrow's Super Tuesday, and I want to thank you all.
And today he just said Super Thursday. He's looking forward to Super Thursday.
3 former chairs of the Black Caucus, the only African-American woman that ever been elected to the United States Senate, a whole range of people.
No,
my point is,
that's not true. The other one is here.
Come first. So my.
By the way, this is my little sister Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh no, this is no, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister.
And for folks in the working class that are below 400. They will, in fact, increase their premiums. The public option will be available in my plan. We'll make sure it's not a quality. We make sure it's only affordable.
A pathway for 11 million citizens. If the other guy had voted for well, I don't should get into that. I won't get going. Look.
My son, my deceased son, was the Attorney General of the United States.
Because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection. Excuse me, we can only reelect Donald Trump.
I'd rather run against, I think, Biden than anybody. I think he's the weakest mentally. And I like running against people that are weak mentally. I think Joe is the weakest up here.
I'm back. I've been here a number of times. Last time was, I think, all the way back in 2014. But I've been here before that. I love this place. Look, what's not to like about Vermont in terms of the beauty of it? And what a neat town. I mean, this is sort of a scenic, beautiful town. It would put 720 million women back in the workforce. Ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying, dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Chris. I just did Chris. No, I just did Chuck.
Look, Joe never got more than 1%, except Obama took him off the trash heap, and now it looks like he's failing.
No man has a right to raise a hand to a woman, and so we have to just change the culture, period, and keep punching at it and punching at it and punching at it. It will be a big no, I really mean it. That has caused carnage on our streets. 150 million people have been killed since 2007 when Bernie voted to exempt the gun manufacturers from liability. Well, I'm looking forward to appointing the first African-American woman to the United States Senate. Right here in the state of South Carolina.
Now, I have to tell you, he's a different guy. He looks different than he used to. He acts different than he used to. He's even slower than he used to be. So I don't know, but...
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
That's what I hear on MSNBC.
You don't hear that in MSNBC. You did not hear that. But you heard. Look, okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man. Well, yeah, you do, but look, Fat, look, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
It looks like you don't have anyone that bold as Trump does. I'm not voting for you.
Well, I knew you weren't, man. You think I thought you'd stand up and vote for me? You're too old to vote for me.
Why attack Sanders?
Why?